Hey user Aeronova, I saw your post on Reddit. I gave you a typed up post, but I figured I could probably do a little better. I could record a video for you real fast on how to do something like that photo example you've shown. So right here I've modeled a quick little landscape. I've got some buildings, a street, sidewalk, and then down here is what I'm imagining is maybe like a riverside, kind of a similar condition to what you have shown. So the first thing that I said to do was we need basically the top surface. In your example here, we need to model this surface flat, and we need to model this surface down here so that we have something to loft together. And what the loft command will do is connect these two together. So let's do that real fast. So I'm just going to do something very quick. I'm going to do it at the same plane as my top sidewalk, and I'm just going to do something swoopy, curvy. You get the drill, and let's stop that there. Okay, and I'm also going to do the same thing down here on this plane. So I'm going to click that guy, make sure planer's turned on so I'm not jumping all over the place, which it looks like I was up top, so I'm going to have to go redo that one. But anyway, so let's just, once again, let's do a curve. Like I said, I'm going to have to redo this one real fast, so let me just do that real fast. Okay. I'm going to make this straight instead of taking it back there. So the other thing I said was we need to make this a surface, so I'm just going to very quickly come in, close this off, and then I'm going to use the command planar surface. So what that does is that makes a nice flat surface for me. I'm going to do the same thing with this guy down here. So let's take him back to there. He's already connected off there. It's a little tricky for this guy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a command called extract wireframe. And I'm going to pull this off to the side real fast. So I've got all my curves here. So I can just use this guy, move him back into place, and delete all that shenanigans. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to planar surface that guy. Oh, missing a curve. Oh, first things first, I need to take him. I need to trim. I do want extends on. Click this guy. False. Let's see here. There we go. Trim. So now I can cut him. Oh. I can select all those curves now. Hit it with the planar surface. Boom. So now I've got a surface. If we look here in 3D, I've got a surface there. I've got a surface there. I've got my curve for this guy, my curve for this guy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a simple loft. So what loft does is loft takes the two surfaces and creates a kind of an average surface together. Something I noticed that this is pretty steep. I would not recommend that. So in my fake site here, I'm going to bring that up a little bit. Or I can just scoot it out by about 10 feet. 20 feet. So I guess you obviously wouldn't be able to do that in real life, but this isn't real life. Do the same command, loft. Okay, so now this is more, you know, in your example image, this is a lot more like a easy slope here. Perfect. So now I've got the surface that will become the stairs. So if I select that and I go look at it in elevation here, I'm going to run a command called section. And I'm going to start the section at the top, and I'm going to go down. Oops, wrong. I'm sorry. Forget that. Use the command contour up here. So I'm going to same thing. I'm going to start at the top, go to the bottom, and I want my distance to be roughly. Stairs can't be taller than 7 inches. Since it's kind of a monumental stair, we're probably going to do something like 5 inches. Contour comes in. Makes all of those contour lines for us. So something that I forgot to do was I forgot to make this loft a solid. So what I've noticed now is that my contours are just curves instead of being sections that we can extrude down. So something that I need to do here is I'm going to do a very quick, this is very quick and dirty. I might not recommend doing this, but I think my example said to do something like this. You can draw a surface on the side. Same thing for this guy. Or, what I was showing earlier, I can just do an extrude surface. And I can, what I did there, extrude surface, I picked the direction option up here, and I want my direction to be perpendicular to the surface. So I can pull that to the back. So that kind of works. I think the cleaner way was to do it the earlier way where you actually build this out as a solid. But anyway, this works for us for now. So I'm going to select that again. Type in the word contour. I'm going to select top to bottom, and I want this to be 5 inches again. So now this is going down. This is making a whole slew of steps for us. So now what I can do is I can delete that initial solid that I had. I've got all these curves left. So now I can just select those guys. You know, they're not joined. That was something I didn't know. So what I can do here is I can do edit, select objects, curves. Make sure everything's joined real fast. And so I got most of them selected here, so I can all I have to do now is just unselect the stuff I don't want. And then all I'm going to do here is do an extrude curve. And I only want that to go down 5 inches. So I've got my mouse cursor pointing down, and I'm just typing in the same distance that I've did my contours. So now when I look at it, I have these perfectly contoured out steps. Very similar to the example you have here. Now if I want to really clean this up, I can do something simple like probably what I would do is I would extrude this surface down, the top surface. Extrude surface. I'd take him down. I would maybe pull him out to do the same thing on this side. I don't have to do it on that side, but I'm going to Boolean union those together so it's one solid. Then I'm going to make sure that it's clipping all the way top to bottom. And then I can do a Boolean subtract for all of these steps. So I'm just selecting everything. Make sure I just have the steps selected. I'm going to do Boolean subtract, or Boolean split works too. Do Boolean split, and I want to cut it with this guy. So what that'll do is that, as long as it works, it should cut through all of these for me, so I can just select them. I might have to go in and click, actually no I don't. I just have to make sure I don't select the curves. But I can actually just delete all the other crap that came in from my really poorly, very quick and dirty step design. So now I think we've got a nice terraced steps. I don't know what's going on with this guy right here. Oh, that's the original surface. I can delete him. Now it looks like I accidentally deleted a step, but you can get the idea. You'll be a lot more careful than I'm being right now. But yeah, so that's kind of how I would do it. I would loft the two, draw this surface, draw my bottom surface, loft those two curves together, this curve and this curve, and then from there take that loft make it a solid somehow, whether you want to do extrude surface and do something very quick and dirty like I did, or actually build it out with a little more care. And then once that's a solid, you can use the contour command, not the section command. So disregard my comment. I'm going to go edit it right now, but use the contour command to get a series of curves that will define your steps. And then once you have those guys, you can just join them all together and then extrude them down. And that gives you a very quick staircase. This is also really good for making site models. If you've got some topography, you want to send it to a laser cutter, you can take your topography, you can use the contour command and extrude to get you your sections, and then you can stack those together and create a nice topography. But anyway, I hope that gives you your answer. Good luck.